It's always cause like, right, like I'm still doing like I'm not doing I don't do fast food, but I still do like certain like oh my back pause like I'm still doing like still doing service, right? I'm just doing this because I just like recording stuff, but there's also video cost me my you know what I'm saying, like maybe like there's fast food people who still kind of watching, you know, confessions of a fast food employee, etc., whatever. But the video is called Confessions of a Fast Food Employee by Saga the Youngin. And I thought it was interesting. I just want to check this out. You know, I just like watching other people's content. I'm like, I already watch other people's content, so you know, why not react to it as well? So let's see what he actually has in store, or she. I don't know.
You know, one effect that working at fast food restaurants has had on me is that I now permanently view these as...
Bro, they said working in fast food, bro, is probably one of the worst jobs, like the worst jobs you can ever do. They say if you work in fast food, bro, it's like, bro, I have had terrible experiences working with like per se customers, bro, working fast food, bro, that sounds like a nightmare. That sounds like an actual genuine nightmare, bro. I had this one person I used to work with, right? And he told, and it was on the news, bro. He was actually on the news because apparently he made a order online, right? And they messed up his order, and apparently he threw a drink at like one of the employees that was working at like a fast food restaurant, right? And I was like, bro, over the messed up order, bro. Like that just goes to show you the lengths that people go to, bro. I want to do like some story times too, bro. Like I want to get out this situation, but I want to actually do some story times and stuff, bro. Cause I got a bunch of stories dealing with, bro, food service, bro. Anybody in service, bro? You still in service, bro? Psh, man, it's not, bro. It's not for the faint of heart, bro.
Establishments very differently. And this has nothing to do with the food itself, because everybody already knows that what you eat at a fast food place is questionable. You know that when you order it, burger was just infused with GMO super molecules. That's probably how they get it to taste so good, though. Matter of fact, hit my burger with
I'm still eating that burger.
Another syringe of whatever the good stuff is. But no, what I'm talking about is the type of stuff that goes down in the back in these fast food kitchens that you as the customer never see and never know about. And it's all as a result...
Yo, is he spitting on the food? Chill, is she eating your food, bro?
Of some of the absolute menaces they hire at some of these places. I think a food handler's card is really just a piece of paper they'll...
Oh, fuck. Nah. This is why I don't eat fast food ever. I don't... Oh, my God. This is why I don't eat... Bro. This is what... Bro. No cap. This is why I don't eat fast food. I rarely eat fast food, bro. I think, like, I only ate fast food, like, 4 times this year, bro. Like, no cap. I can count on my hands how many times I eat fast food, bro. I don't, bro. Bro, that's nasty, bro.
Sell so to anybody with $10. You hate to see it. Let me give you just one example off the top of my head, which this is...
Fast food's not good food. Everything that's fast is not good.
It's an all-time fast food classic. In fact, you've probably been a victim of something like this yourself without even knowing it. So back in the kitchen, we had these big plastic waste buckets that we would use to throw old food in after it sat out too long. And we had 2 of them, one for the chicken and one for the fries. And these buckets would fill up with waste as the day went on. And the reason we were always wasting so much food was because it could be difficult to perfectly calculate the exact amount of food to cook. And sometimes you would just end up overcooking. And then the biggest amounts of waste would happen when we were in the middle of a rush, you know, customers pouring in. So we're cooking basket after basket to keep up with all the customers, right? But then sometimes these rushes would just suddenly end. Get Thanos snapped out of nowhere, it would seem. And we'd be stuck with just mountains of food and not enough customers.
That's crazy.
And all this food would just sit out, get all soggy, mushy, start changing colors. And it somehow still looks more appetizing than Arby's. But that's what we had the waste bucket for, right?
Bro, and I heard Arby's is probably one of the worst places to eat. Oh my gosh, bro. I have never ate an Arby's sandwich or ate Arby's ever in my life. And I will continue not eat Arby's.
Fill that thing up to the top with...
I had Chipotle the other day for the first time. It was actually really nice.
Decomposing chicken fingers pretty much every day. And that whole thing would end up in the dumpster with the roaches at the end of the night. So one particular night, it's a couple hours before closing, and there's only a couple of us employees left in the restaurant. And I'm not even making people's orders. I'm in the back mopping up the floors. It was my coworker that was on the line making orders, and the manager was away in his office. And when the manager was in his office, that was always a good sign. Manager in the office meant that orders were going out quickly and there were no problems and nothing for them to come out and yell at us about. Okay. Because to give you some background, the one thing that everything revolved around at this chicken franchise was the service times. It was all about getting the customer their food fast, within 2 minutes, 3 minutes max, from the moment they ordered to the moment they were handed their food at the window. That is definitely one thing this franchise took extremely seriously. I mean, let the manager think you weren't breaking the barriers of time and space to crank out orders, and you would just get absolutely reamed over it.
Nah, imagine getting hassled over and not imagine getting hassled over and not pushing somebody burger to quickly enough. Nah, mud. Nah, bruh. Nah, bro. Bro, imagine like you overcook like one chicken nugget. You got to put the chicken nugget back. Your boy like, hey, bro, what the fuck, bro? Hey, bro, what's going on, bro? Hey, Robert, hey, I see you're not making that chicken nugget fast enough. We got a customer sitting outside. The customer's getting upset you haven't made a chicken nugget. The chicken nugget's been 30 seconds over. Oh. No, if it's not 30 seconds, it's a care to explain. I'm gonna have to mark you. Down. Bro, even look at buddy's face, bro. He's like, I'm gonna have to mark you down for not making a chicken nugget 30 seconds over the time limit, bro. Yo, chill, bro. 15 seconds over the time limit, you get marked, bro. Yo, chill, bro.
I'm talking about verbally berated.
Man. Oh, nah, he yelling at you. I mean, bro. Nah, bro, you gonna have to tussle, bro. Nah, you gonna have to box after that, bro. You're not finna freaking get mad over me over 10 seconds over the limit of how much a chicken nugget tastes, bro. Chill.
Management would be irate, yelling at you like, what, do you think this is all a game? And then they threaten.
Bro, what? Yeah, I walked out. You ain't finna talk to me like that, bro. Over some chicken nuggets, bro. Chill.
And to throw you on dish duty, that was always the
What's dish duty supposed to be? Oh, that's a threat?
Classic threat that you'd get thrown on dish duty, not only for the rest of your current shift, but also for all future shifts indefinitely into eternity. And I mean, of course, you don't want the customer having
ain't gonna lie, that sounds a lot better than having to tussle over the motherfucking food, bro. Just doing dishes and shit, bro. You just vibing out, bro. Chill. They need to chill, bro.
Wait too long for their food, but management would act like they were running a special ops mission or something. I mean, let's not forget this is a $9 fast food meal. So on this night, like I said, I'm mopping up in the back and a customer pulls up to the drive-thru.
Nah, I ain't gonna lie. If I have to wait 10 minutes for my fast food, for my McDonald's burger, bro, I get it. Cause what the fuck are you doing? Bro, if it's 6 minutes, bro, 6 minutes, bro, chill, bro.
And he orders a 3-piece combo. Simple, basic order, right? Easy enough. So the order comes in and my coworker up front, he starts making the meal, making the toast, getting the fries. And I notice all the way from the back, the customer ordered a 3-piece, but there's only 2 fingers in the chicken holder. We're 1 finger short. I look at the timer for how long until fresh chicken, and a new batch was still 3 minutes away. Then I look at the drive-thru timer, and this car had already been sitting there for 2.5 minutes. So I'm doing the math in my head, and that's a 5.5 minute order. An atrocity right there. Managers are about to be livid. And I guess bro at the order making station, he did the same math because he starts stressing out a little bit. I notice him looking back and forth between the drive-thru timer, the half-made order just sitting there on the
Bro, ain't gonna lie. If y'all watching this video, you ever watching fast food, bro? No cap, bro. It's not the end of the world. I'm telling you, it's not the end of the world. If your manager can't respect you as a person, bro, and yell at you like that, bro, disrespect you because of some like McDonald's or some like Burger King or something, bro, you can always find yourself another job, bro. That means it's not the place for you, bro. You stressing yourself out, bro, and you getting paid like $14, $15 an hour, bro. Come on, bro. Come on.
Counter and the chicken timer. Like, keep in mind the whole time that drive-thru timer just keeps ticking up. 2 minutes and 40 seconds, 2 minutes and 50 seconds. That thing crossed 3 minutes. The screen turned from green to yellow. They color-coded it just to let you know how much you suck at your job. And definitely don't let it get to red. That's once you hit 4 minutes. So out of the corner of my eye, I'm noticing dude getting restless, doing a lot of fidgeting. He starts pacing back and forth. I mean, bro was probably having visions into the future of getting put on permanent dish duty, scrubbing off towers of the slimiest, crustiest of dishes. But my boy was a quick decision maker, and I guess he made up his mind on how he was going to solve this situation, because he walks over to the waste bin, does a quick head swivel side to side, made sure the coast was clear, and then he shrugged his shoulders, reached his hand into the chicken finger graveyard, and plucks a finger off the top. And you can already guess, he walks over to the dude's order, tucks the bad finger all discreetly under the other 2 fresh tenders, covers everything up with a piece of toast, slams the box shut, and promptly rushes it off to the drive-thru window. At which point, it was then bagged up and handed to the customer. He really thought he was slick. And to be honest, he might have been, because the customer drove off and boom, 3 minutes and 18 seconds service time. Hey, that's solid time right there. See, these were the types of problems he was paid to solve. Mission accomplished. And in that moment, we done turned into a chum bucket franchise. And I know that might seem kind of like an extreme thing.
Now look. I kind of get it. And I'm not saying you should serve people bad food. But at the same time token, they're both bad for you regardless. So it's not that bad
to do. But look, this is really a no-lose situation if you think about it. Because the employee avoids getting yelled at by the manager doesn't have to explain high times to his boss, so he secured his bonus, and that's one less piece of food that has to be tragically wasted. That's W's all around. Oh, and the customer, he'll probably dip that finger in some sauce or something anyways. I bet he won't even notice. Yeah, he'll probably have some diarrhea or something the next day, but he'll just chalk it up to the whole meal in general. Matter of fact, he'll probably be back next week for more. Repeat customer. But yeah, people were always going to the craziest of lengths to keep the service times low. And it wasn't always grabbing food from the waste bucket. I mean, sometimes it would be the opposite. I would see people undercook the food so it could be ready faster. They would be ripping open half-cooked pieces of chicken like, I mean, it's not that pink, right? What do you think? You think it's good? And then someone else would be like, yeah, close enough. Serve that batch up. I mean, isn't the point of rushing the food out as fast as possible to give the customer the best experience possible?
Nah, this opened my eyes to it, bro. Nah, bro. I feel bad, bro. There's people who eat fast food like every week, bro, because they can't really like afford food, bro, and they getting food poisoning, bro. That's actually crazy, dude.
Except, ironically, it would often just end up with them getting a horrible experience. So, task failed successfully, I guess. I mean, nowadays, when I eat fast food, I almost feel better when the food takes a few minutes longer than normal to make, because then I don't have to sit there wondering what type of shenanigans went down.
That's why I say, hey, always check your food, bro. Bro, I'm still shocked. What? That's crazy. Bro, take your time, bro, because that's why you always home cook your meals and all types of stuff, bro. If it's coming in quicker, bro, it's most likely more dangerous, bro. That's what life in general, bro. Like, hey, bro, some stuff you just gotta wait, bro. But like, bro, the more you wait on it, bro, the better the results is gonna be, bro. Trust, bro. It's the way with life in general, bro, because everything got quick. Relationships, food, family, like dreams, goals, and stuff, bro. Bro, it's not worth it, bro.
That made it possible for my food to be ready in 2.453 seconds. Insane, see, at first you think of it as a plus when your order gets called quick, but now that I think about it more, I better not hear my order called while I'm still filling up my drink, while I'm at the napkin station. No, it's gotta be at least after I've already been sitting down in my seat for a little bit. I remember on another occasion that somebody got done dirty, and I would actually prefer the musty chicken finger compared to this. And this time involved their drink, specifically their sweet tea. Now,
how you messed up a drink, bro? That comes and goes.
Now, I usually worked in the kitchen, so I was in the back when this happened, but I heard about the story later that night, and this one was bad. I can't even laugh about this one. Because we had these drink dispensers that we would serve the iced tea from, right? We had like a dozen of them spread all over the restaurant. Some were in the lobby, some were behind the counter, a few at the drive-thru. And we had to clean each one of these containers every single night. Take them all apart, clean all the little pieces, and then put them all back together. It was kind of a headache. So sometimes, to make it easier, instead of cleaning them all after we closed, we would give whoever was on dish duty a head start and take them down maybe an hour or so before we closed. So we would combine what was left in every tea holder from the entire restaurant into a single 5-gallon bucket and serve tea out of that bucket for the rest of the night. So the upside was you got to start on the dishes early, but the downside with the bucket is it was kind of a hassle to use because you had to basically scoop the tea with a separate cup down into the bucket and then pour that cup into the other cup as opposed to just pouring it straight from the dispenser. So on this night, like usual, they had taken down early all of the many tea dispensers and piled them all up at the dish station for whatever lucky individual was on dish to start working on. But I guess the girl that was on drive-thru was getting a lot more iced tea orders than was normal for this late at night, and she got tired of having to scoop cup after cup out of the bucket. So she walked back to the dish station, grabbed one of the tea dispensers from the dish pile, walked it back to the drive-thru, and dumped the 5-gallon bucket back into the dispenser. And the dish guy, he could just clean that one final tea dispenser at the very end of the night, no problem, right? So like 10 minutes passes by, she's working the drive-thru like normal. She serves a few customers their tea, at which point the dish guy, Michael, leaves his dish station and walks over to the drive-thru. And he's looking at the tea kind of in a confused way, and he's like, wait a minute, that tea dispenser right there, where did you get that from? And she says, oh, I got it from your dish rack. I had brought them all over to you maybe 10 minutes ago, but we got kind of busy, so I just took this one back. And Michael's like, Sarah, please tell me you haven't been serving tea to people out of that tea dispenser. And she's like, yeah, like I just said. I got annoyed having to
I'm just a girl. I'm just a girl. I'm just a girl. I'm just a girl. I'm just a girl.
scoop tea by hand, so I've just been using this for the last 10 minutes. And Michael, he just starts looking horrified. He looks like he ate one of them rotten chicken fingers.
Oh, my boy looks so petrified, bro. I would be too. Cause what the fuck, bro?
And the reason being, I guess what had happened was when she had originally brought those tea dispensers over to him, he had took it upon himself to spray down the insides
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, that got bleach. Oh my gosh, that got bleach in it. Oh my gosh, she served a bunch of customers bleach tea. Oh my god. Oh my gosh. I thought it was about the residues, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm like, hey, it's not that bad. I'm just messing with it. Bro. She served no bleach tea. Nah, mud. Nah, bro.
those containers
I'm just a girl. Nah,
with bleach. Just doused all of them in nothing but raw chlorine bleach. And we would always just soak those tea dispensers with bleach because it helped with getting all.
Bro, I know you smell the bleach that coming off this shit, bro. Wash it.
The tea stains out. It was a typical thing we would do. And so he soaked them all in bleach like normal and then turned his back on them. Probably started working on other dishes while waiting for the bleach to soak in. But Sarah, she always
nigga Michael like, nigga, I just kill some people. Cause Sarah be an idiot, boy.
Worked the drive-thru. She had never done dish before. So she wasn't aware that dousing.
You telling me you don't know what bleach smell like? Come on, bro. Stop playing with me, bro.
The tea containers with
Sarah ain't never did this before, cap.
Bleach was a standard everyday process. Because here's the thing, when you first spray bleach,
I'm not saying that because she a woman. That sounds. Wait, I'm not saying. Wait. Wait, I'm not saying that because she a woman. I'm not saying that because she a woman. That sounds very sexist. I'm not saying that because she a woman. I'm saying that because there's no reason as a human being that you work fast food service you never cleaned that shit before. I'm sorry.
Bleach onto something, it would be kind of bubbly, and you could clearly tell that something was just sprayed all over it. But let 10 minutes go by and the bubbles would pop, the bleach would run down the sides.
Yeah, but you still smell the smell though, bro. Come on.
And it all just combined with whatever tea was left at the bottom. I don't think she would have been able to tell that there were any chemicals in there at all. So by the time Sarah walked back over, she didn't know anything was wrong. Michael didn't catch her.
She didn't hit. Michael, can you please watch this? I need to get my Michael, whatever, bro. Come on, bro.
He was oblivious. Nobody noticed anything. And so she set up that dispenser, poured the tea bucket into it, where it was combined with who knows how much bleach. Next thing you know, they're serving up industrial grade iced tea, disinfected beverages. So yeah, that was not good. That was definitely not good. But I gotta be honest, things would only go on to get worse. Because if we run...
How was it worse than that?
Down the list of food code violations.
Niggas fucking near fast food restaurants or some shit, bro. How was supposed to get worse than that? What?
And so far, yeah, you prefer a musty, crusty chicken finger over bleached iced tea. Right. I mean, one is nasty, the other one is just straight up dangerous. But I would also prefer bleached iced tea to the worst abomination I had ever seen cooked up.
Please don't tell me nobody dropped the food, look you dead in your eyes, and pick that shit up like, what you gonna do about it? And put it on somebody's burp, bro.
Up in that kitchen. I mean, bleached tea is pretty bad, and this one might be even worse. I don't know, they're close. And this one involved a manager, too. We'll call him Manager Jim. If you guys remember this guy.
Fuck wrong with Jim, bro.
The menace of fast food himself. You remember, he was the one that assaulted the homie Nico back when we were still kids in high school. I'll link the video on the end card at the end of the video if you haven't seen it. But yeah, this is that same Jim. What a guy. And another item on the long list of his war crimes was when...
They need to lock that nigga up, bro. That nigga Jim was... Hey, yo, that nigga Jim, like, he beat his wife too, bro. He said, I beat everybody. I beat my wife, beat my dog, beat everything. I just wake up mad, bro. My nigga named Jim, bro. He mad that his parents named him Jim. That's why he mad.
We accidentally...
I'd be mad too if my name was Jim.
Cooked up a toxic abomination of a batch of food one day. An entire batch. And it was an accident. I'll get into it. But then it was Jim that served the whole thing up to a few lucky customers. Yeah, the reign of Jim as assistant manager saw...
Wait, what he did? What he did?
He cooked up a toxic abomination of a batch of food one day, an entire batch, and it was an accident, I'll get into it. But then it was Jim that served the whole thing up to a few lucky customers. Yeah, the reign of Jim as assistant manager saw many dark moments. Now, how did we accidentally cook up this toxic abomination in the first place? Well, you see, what had happened was the fryers at this place would get filthy, right? Yeah. If you drained the oil out of them, all you would see...
I only know about this because I used to have to work with my parent when we used to work at a Sharks / 5-star. No PBM. It was a restaurant called 5-star. No PBM. Shout out Max. But yeah, I would help or see my dad clean the drainers and stuff, and like actually clean out all the stuff because scrape the stuff because you would have to clean it through the grease because when you fry food, all the little prickly stuff, bro, and greasy stuff, bro, you can't cook with that. Actually destroys food.
See, left behind is just a graveyard of gunk and grime, stuff burnt onto the metal, just nasty stuff caked all over.
And yes, I have a dad. Stop playing with me. Don't look at the screen like, oh, you have a dad? No, stop playing with me. It's not funny. That's not funny.
The insides. But we had a rotating cleaning schedule where the openers every few mornings would clean 2 fryers. So this would ensure that every fryer would get cleaned out about every week or so. And the way we would clean these, it was a whole project. You would start by scrubbing off as much.
Okay, so if you're about to say that it's not that bad, it's very nasty, but it's not that bad.
As you could get by hand. And once you couldn't get any more, you'd fill up the fryer with water to try and boil off the rest of everything else that was stuck on. Right. And stuff would really be stuck on there. This was like when you forget to soak the pan in water after you're done cooking and find it 3 hours later, but times 1,000. And so food and grease would be so burnt on that even the boiling water wasn't enough. So we also had this powdered fryer cleaner. It was basically just a mixture of a ton of chemicals, and you dump that into the boiling water, and that mixture was supposed to be powerful enough to just completely purge the fryer. And it definitely was. Those fryers would come out looking brand new afterwards. Dang. But the thing with this fryer cleaner is it was highly toxic. Highly. And because it was so toxic, after you cleaned the fryer of the actual charred food and grease that was in there, you had to clean it again to clear out any toxic residue that might be left. So you had to basically clean out the cleaner. And that was the most important part of the process. After you boiled that fryer clean using this toxic potion, you drained the mixture out of there, and then you had to make 110% sure to rinse out that fryer very, very well so that absolutely no residue from the fryer cleaner was left behind. Right. That step was very important. In fact, we would drag in the hose from outside and you would just blast the fryer with it to make sure.
I know he's not finna tell me what I think he's finna tell me, because lock that nigga up now.
Every speck of that fryer cleaner gets washed away. And once you were confident you didn't leave behind a single particle of this poison, you could now pour some fresh oil back in the fryer and start cooking again. Right. And here's the thing, is you would immediately know if you left any fryer cleaner behind. Because if you did, as soon as you tried to fry something in there, everything would react and the whole thing would just start foaming up like crazy. You would definitely know. It looked like something that would give you superpowers if you fell into it. Right. Well, one day we were just about finished up cleaning one of the fryer slots, and we were running a little behind schedule on this day because we were supposed to be finished with the fryer cleaning in the morning, but it was already lunchtime and we were just now wrapping up. Okay. So Jim is already stressed thin because the lunch.
Slap that nigga Jim with a chicken patty, walk off. Nigga be alright. Eat this, nigga. Walk off that motherfucker, bro. That nigga Jim gonna be alright.
Rush is coming through, and you're not really supposed to be down a fryer going into the lunch rush. So because of that, we're having trouble keeping up with orders. Tickets are just piling up one after the other. Okay. And Jim's yelling at us to hurry up with the cleaning. I mean, this man was always yelling constantly, and today was no exception. So he's yelling at us to bring the fryer online ASAP. But no worries, right? No worries, because the oil finally finishes heating up. I start dropping chicken into the newly cleaned fryer, right? I'm loading up the fryer with as much as could fit. We have like 25 tickets to make, but it's all good. We've got plenty of food on the way. But then it's a couple minutes into the chicken cooking, and I'm watching it cook, and I'm seeing a few more bubbles flying out of the oil than normal. And then those few extra bubbles turned into a little bit of frothiness, and then that turned into the whole fryer just overflowing to the brim with foam. I was like, oh nah, it's over. I don't remember whose specific job it was to wash the fryers clean that day, but they for sure messed up.
We know it was you. Just admit it. It was you. You messed up. And it's okay. It's okay. But just say it was you. Don't try to say somebody else. We know it was you. Because you would have specifically said it was somebody else. It was you. You're just trying not to snitch yourself. But don't worry. I won't tell. I won't tell. Saga. I won't tell.
But regardless, here we were. So I had to go personally deliver the bad news to Jim, which I wasn't thrilled about because, like I told the story in an old video, this man has been known to assault his workers before. So I try to let...
Nigga, you called the police? What, he worked with the police or something? What? Is that a police?
Lay it down lightly, right? He's busy making orders around the corner or something. And I walk over to him. I'm like, hey, Jim, let me show you something real quick. This batch of chicken, the one that was supposed to be ready in a few minutes, yeah, I think we're going to have to scrap the whole thing. And as I was explaining to him about the toxic oil and all that, Jim starts realizing what had happened. This man's face starts turning red with anger, just like the current color of the service timer actually. But his stress does make sense. We're low on food, tickets are printing out of the machine non-stop. You know, some construction crew pulls up on their lunch break 10 deep. Things were getting chaotic. And so Jim looks at the fryer, walks over to it, picks up the baskets out of the foaming oil, and threw everything in the trash. Is what I wish I could say happened. But instead, no, how it actually happened, he picks up the chicken, moves it to the empty fryer directly next to it, and he says, all right, there we go. See, it's in clean oil.
Kill Jim. Kill Jim. I don't like murder. But he just killed people. Find that man. Hang him by his foot. And feed him that same type of chicken into his body. That's messed up. That's terrible. I don't care how low you on food. I don't care how low you on food. You don't feed people that type of stuff. That's nasty. It's already toxic already, bro. You're going to make it more toxic, bro.
Well, now, I'm sure the batch will be fine. Just avoid that toxic oil until we can clean it out again. All right, continue work as normal. And my coworker and myself were looking at each other. And my coworker, he was like, wait a minute. What do you...
I would have walked out. I would have told him I really don't need this job. And I walked out that motherfucker, bro. No cap.
You mean by that batch will be fine? You're talking about those baskets of chicken right there? that have just been marinating in who knows what type of toxicity? Chemicals infused into every fiber of every chicken finger? I mean, that's how cooking stuff in oil works.
You know, it's so crazy. It's so crazy that people would literally. It's like when they're kids and kids that don't know what they're doing, they be like in their teenage years, like late teens, bro, trying to find a job when they're working a job. They be 16, 17, 18, 19, bro. And they have like no reassurance about themselves. They'll really work for like some of the most scummiest people, bro. And people know that they don't know their own self-worth, so they'll take advantage of these people, bro. That's terrible, bro. That's so terrible, bro. That's so terrible. No cap.
Right? That's crazy. This was too far even for rotten chicken finger guy. Even he's looking around like he can't believe this chicken is anywhere but the dumpster right now. And then there was the additional problem that the oil he had transferred the chicken into, it was clean, but I feel like we now contaminated that oil too, therefore contaminating all future food cooked in both.
You should have reported that to the FDA services. You could have got locked up for like literally murder, bro. Bro, that's intentional murder, bro.
Fryers. So we just kept going further and further in the wrong direction. But Jim, he's like, no, we don't have time for any of this, all right? Look right there. That timer is going off. That means the food is ready. Pull that food out. And what Jim says goes, so he saw to it that
Jim
the chicken
says go. Fuck Jim, bro. Nigga, I don't need that job, nigga. Throw that shit in the motherfucking chase, nigga. Oh, this chicken, Jim? This chicken right here, Jim? Oh, you take a bite, Jim. Take a bite. See if it's edible. Let's make it real sure that the customers will really enjoy that. You're not taking a bite, Jim. We're not feeding this to customers. Lad, Jim. What you talking about? Throw a fry in his face and leave, nigga, like a boss. That motherfucker try to run off the dash, nigga. Throw a piece of tomato lettuce his ass. This goof ass for saying that, bro. Chill, bro. You really need to chill with that, bro. What's wrong with him?
And finished cooking and then personally served up the entire batch. And I'm talking about the entire batch, bro. Not one finger left over. He starts moving in fast motion, making mad platters of this toxic chicken and throwing them up on the completed orders area. And we did this thing at that restaurant where if there were little tiny pieces of chicken that weren't big enough to count as a full finger, we'd throw a couple of those into people's orders for free, and I didn't even see any of those left over. He used up every aspect of that batch. Hey, that rotten chicken is looking like a pretty good...
Hey, bro, I know I shouldn't eat at Cane's, bro. That look like a Cane's dish.
Good alternative right about now. I mean, good thing no customer had to be inconvenienced with an additional 5-minute wait, right? Anything but that. Yeah, those customers ate that chicken and got x-ray vision afterwards. So look, guys, come through. You know, we got chemical infused chicken.
Hey, get that out my face. Yo, great video, Saga, but get that video out my face. Yo, bro. I'm not finna eat no motherfucking chemically x-rayed ass chicken, bro. That's why I don't eat at Cane's, no cap. And that is a Cane's dish, no cap. I'm not eating at Cane's. This is why we don't eat at Cane's. This is bad promo for Cane's. I'm sorry. You got a person named Jim that you hired who feeds people toxic chicken. I don't know what to do with y'all, but hey, y'all need to fix y'all mans. I'm not eating that shit. Bad. Very terrible.